Greetings, booktubers, and welcome back to Grammaticus Books. And today we're talking about DINOvember. We're doing dinosaurs and DINOvember. DINOvember are a reading event created by Infinite Text, or I should say Andreea over at Infinite Text, where all during the month of November you read books about dinosaurs and talk about them on BookTube. What an absolutely fantastic idea, because who doesn't love dinosaurs? And I hear what you're saying. It's not November anymore, Grammaticus. It's December. I know we're almost a full week into December already, and I meant to get this video up in November for DINOvember, but this little thing called the real world decided to stick its hand in and mess with my plans. What's the famous saying? Man plans and God laughs. Well, God laughed at me last month in November, so we're doing DINOvember in December, which has kind of a certain ring to it. I kind of like it. But I've got some really good dinosaur books here, including a book by the man, the individual, the scientist, the paleontologist, whose work made Jurassic Park possible, and the book that he wrote about dinosaurs. That's one of the books we're going to feature here. And while I'm doing shout outs, I need to give another shout out here, another belated shout out to my friend Nick over at the Book Graveyard, because Nick made this fantastic designer custom t-shirt here for me. He made this shirt here for me and a shirt for all of my family. Thank you very much, Nick. Nick is also a booktuber. Nick has got the channel, The Book Graveyard, where he specializes in men's adventure novels like The Executioner and was it Mac Bolan, I think it is, and which is a really great genre to look into. And that's his jam, is those books, those adventure books, those men's adventures books. From the 80s and the 90s. Really great channel. He likes to do what he calls word salads, where he talks about all different things, and he's got smooth jazz playing in the background. Nick is the coolest booktuber in our niche here of BookTube. Go over and check out his channel as well. I will link it down in the description also. But DINOvember, here we're going to get to it. We've got DINOvember. We're going to talk about this book here by the paleontologist Robert T. Bakker. And then I'm going to show you two of my favorite books out of my collection on dinosaurs. I've actually talked about these books before. In fact, this was one of the very first videos I made was on those books almost 2 years ago. It might even have been over 2 years ago. So they're due to come back out here and get represented. And they are really good ones. They're some of my favorite dinosaur books that I've ever come across. So here we go. DINOvember. What is the novel from 1995 by Robert T. Bakker? And it is this work of fiction right here, Raptor Red. 1995, 2 years after Jurassic Park. It is a book about a Utah raptor who's named Raptor Red, the main character of the novel. And you are reading this book through the eyes of Raptor Red and the other dinosaurs here in the late Cretaceous period. And it is an entire book written through the eyes of the dinosaurs. Now, I read this when it first came out back in 1995. I had a copy of this book. I lost it somewhere in the midst of time. It disappeared. This is a library copy that I picked up in order to reread it here. And it's really good. I'm going to give you guys a breakdown of it here. But Robert T. Bakker, let's talk a little bit about the author first. Robert T. Bakker is a paleontologist who came up with the idea of endothermic dinosaurs, warm-blooded dinosaurs, dinosaurs that behaved like warm-blooded animals rather than cold-blooded animals. And he came up with that theory in 1968. And it revolutionized how people looked at dinosaurs. It made fast-moving dinosaurs, active dinosaurs possible, and it was the inspiration for the book Jurassic Park. And in fact, Robert T. Bakker was a technical consultant on the movie Jurassic Park. And this book here comes out 2 years after Jurassic Park, the movie, which was released in 1993. And no doubt, Robert T. Bakker was trying to capitalize on his fame coming out of that movie and trying to get his book out here and get promoted during the dinosaur craze that swept America there right after Jurassic Park got released into the movie theaters. So this is his book. What is it about? The book follows the exploits of a Utah raptor that has migrated over to North America and is hunting with its mate named Raptor Red, because it has a red coating on it, so it's known as Raptor Red. It has a red skin layer. And the book starts off with Raptor Red and her mate hunting a pack of large sauropods, and they bring one down, and in a freak hunting accident, her mate gets killed in this hunt that they're doing. I would compare it kind of like to going hunting, pheasant hunting with Dick Cheney. It's not a good idea. Kind of a freak accident out there. And so they have this Dick Cheney-like accident here in the late Cretaceous period, which is the time period in which this is set. And she loses her mate. But she picks up the scent of one of her litter mates, a sister of hers, and she finds her sister, who is also a Utah raptor, obviously. And her sister has 3 chicks of her own, and she joins up sort of reluctantly with her sister and her 3 chicks as they migrate into a new hunting territory here in North America and try to set up a hunting ground. And it follows their exploits, and they have a good hunting ground set up, but unfortunately, a pack of larger carnivores comes in and drives them out of this new good hunting ground that they have and forces them up into the mountains. And in the mountains, they have to then carve out again a new home and a new hunting ground for themselves. And you get a little bit of dinosaur romance thrown into the novel here. Yes, it's a bit of a love story with Raptor Red. And it's a pretty good book. It's about 250 pages. I did enjoy it. And I do recommend it if you're a fan of vintage science fiction and vintage fantasy. I would rate this book about a 7 to a 7.5. Now, if you're a big dinosaur fan, if you love dinosaurs, bump that up by a point, and I give it an 8 to an 8.5. The writing in it is decent. It's not great. Robert T. Bakker is not a novelist by trade, but he does write it sufficiently to get the story across and get it across in an entertaining manner. It's a very workmanlike prose that he has, but it works for what he's doing here. And what he's doing here is he's putting you in a time machine. He's sending you back to the late Cretaceous, and with his knowledge as a paleontologist, a preeminent paleontologist, he's putting you into the minds of the dinosaurs and into the world of the dinosaurs with their flora and fauna, and letting you live out about 1 year. I think that the setting of this book is exactly 1 year. He's letting you live out 1 year in the late Cretaceous through the eyes of Utah raptors. And it is entertaining. If you want to go back in time, sort of do your own Jurassic Park, but on a much more scientific level, then this is going to be an enjoyable book, and I do recommend it. Again, if you're not a huge dinosaur person, give it about a 7 to a 7.5. And if you are a big dinosaur person, then bump this up to 8 to an 8.5. Now, I think I'm the only person during all of Dinovember to talk about Raptor Red. I figured this was going to be a hot topic. I did do a search. I didn't see anybody else doing a video on Raptor Red. If there's another booktuber out there that did do a video on Raptor Red, my apologies. And if you've read Raptor Red, put down in the comments section what you liked about the book. If you thought Robert T. Bakker his writing skills were adequate in order to get the story across in an entertaining manner, I thought he was able to do that. And let me know about it down in the comments section. So that is Raptor Red. Now let's move on to my 2 favorite dinosaur books out of my dinosaur collection in my personal library. All right, and the first book is Simon & Schuster's Encyclopedia of Dinosaurs and Other Prehistoric Creatures, originally published in 1988. This is the 1999 version, which is listed as revised and updated by Douglas Palmer. This is a wonderful, wonderful book on dinosaurs. It is information dense, as they say. And what I really like about this book is that it doesn't just include information on dinosaurs. It includes information on the prehistoric, ancient fish, the earliest fish to populate planet Earth. It has the early tetrapods. It goes over all the amphibians in a tremendous amount of detail, which you don't find often in these books. And then it has the early reptiles, the ruling reptiles, and then it goes into the mammals as well. In 312 pages with absolutely no fluff. Let me confirm that's 312. Yep, 312 pages. And it just gives you the down and dirty with these very scientifically accurate paintings of the dinosaurs. And it's organized very well. It tells you a lot of information about the development of the dinosaurs and their evolutions. And it is just filled with great information on the dinosaurs, page after page after page. And like I said, one of the things that I really like about this book is that it just doesn't focus only on the dinosaurs, but you get the mammals, the prehistoric mammals out of the Ice Age and beyond, and you get the early reptiles and the amphibians as well. And you get these very good very scientifically accurate drawings, and just a wealth of information here, just packed in an absolutely beautiful manner in order to impart the most information in the most concise manner. It is one of the best encyclopedia-style dinosaur books. So if the Encyclopedia of Dinosaurs and other prehistoric creatures, if that's the brains of this combo books that I'm going to show you here, then this one here is the eye candy. This is the bling. These two books go together like peanut butter and jelly. They're perfectly complementary, and it is The New Dinosaurs by William Stout, published in the year 2000. Just a fantastic book where the artist William Stout brings the dinosaurs to life in a manner better than anybody I've ever seen. He's the absolute best when it comes to rendering these dinosaurs. And this copy here gets said it's from 2000. It's large format, which is great for the art. It has a foreword by Ray Bradbury, and every edition of this book comes with a signed and numbered print by William Stout. This one here is signed print number 257 of 1,000, and you've got like what looks like a little Ceratosaurus hatching out of his egg here. Fantastic stuff. And just the art in here is just absolutely incredible. William Stout was the undeniable master when it came to bringing dinosaurs to life. And this book is just packed with all these gorgeous painted drawings here of these dinosaurs by William Stout. And I'm just going to go through here and show you a bunch of them. T-Rex in the forest, just fantastic. Look at that splash page painting there by Stout. And almost every single page is just filled with this. Here you got a Hadrosaurian. There's a Ceratopian. Great expression on his face. Like he just got surprised by a carnivore. It's going to try to take a chunk out of him. I love this. Look at the background that Stout puts into here with an unnamed prosauropod. Just wonderful, wonderful stuff. He just brings the ancient world of the dinosaurs just into vivid color and vivid life. You can imagine being there. This book, if you can find it, it's pretty expensive. It runs for between $30 and $40 up to about $50 or higher. So it's not a cheap book, but it is well worth it. It is a fantastic, fantastic book that you can just spend an hour or two just staring at it and looking at all these great drawings and come back to it and never be disappointed. Welcome to the Mesozoic era with some giant sauropods there. Just looking massive. Here's an Argentinosaurus. Just showing just how huge those dinosaurs are. And Stout really knows how to play with perspective to change his viewpoints in order to impart size and action to these. Just wonderful stuff. Another Ceratopian there. Look at this. An Alioramus remotus who's caught his dinner and is wolfing it down whole. Just gorgeous. It looks like something that could have actually happened. It probably did happen back in the Cretaceous or the Jurassic. Just wonderful paintings. I cannot give William Stout enough credit for how well he is illustrating all of these dinosaurs in here. And here we've got the pterosaurs. Another double page spread here. Large sauropod hatching out of an egg again. Make them look a little cute there. Maybe a little too cute. Brothers and sisters. Here we've got a group of tyrannosaur hatchlings in a brood with a little roughhousing. And look at the action he's got going in there. Really great motion. And again, this is all a viewpoint of these dinosaurs that was brought to life, again, by Robert T. Bakker, or Bakker, I should say, and his dinosaur revolution, his dinosaur renaissance, by his theory of warm-blooded endothermic dinosaurs that really just changed how people looked at it, made the movie Jurassic Park possible. Here's an Allosaurus chasing a Lambeosaurus. Wonderful stuff. All right, we got to do one more. This book's too good. I can just keep going and going on it. Oh yeah, let's go out on some raptors. We started with raptors, we're going to end with raptors. We got a pack of Deinonychuses taking on a Tentosaurus. And it's going to be a bad day for the Tentosaurus there. I think the Deinonychuses are going to feed well tonight. And that is The New Dinosaurs by William Stout. Pairs perfectly with the Encyclopedia of Dinosaurs here by Simon & Schuster. Just another wonderful book, just packed with information. And then you've got all the wonderful illustrations by William Stout and The New Dinosaurs. And if you want to get into the lives of the dinosaurs through the eyes of a dinosaur from somebody who knows what he's talking about, you got Robert T. Bakker here and Raptor Red. This book does get criticized. It doesn't get criticized so much for its writing style and its entertainment value. Other paleontologists take shots at it because Bakker takes a little bit of scientific license here in the book, and he puts some animals into there with the Utah Raptors that weren't actually contemporaneous. There's a little bit of separation in time between them, but I'll forgive him that. If you've read Raptor Red, put it down in the comments section. If you've got a dinosaur book that you really like, I would love to hear about it. Please put it down in the comment section down below. I'm always looking for great dinosaur books, so hit it up down in the comments section. Let me know what your favorite dinosaur books are. And with that, I'm going to wrap this one up. It is Dinovember in December. Take care, be safe, and I'll catch you guys next time.